Ain't no therapy like diesel therapy. Yeah. You was cracking, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Prison Break Raw. I'm your host, the one and only Big JD. Go ahead and give this channel, subscribe, share, leave some messages and comments, thumbs up, notification bell. You know what to do. Let's talk about the soothing comforts provided by diesel therapy. It's like a breath of fresh air to be able to say that you've sat on a bus for month after month after month, chained up, wearing a paper suit, going from one reception center, one county jail to the other. Yes, that's the diesel therapy I'm talking about. A lot of you don't know what it is, unless, of course, you've experienced it. There's a lot of people that have been in the system that ain't never experienced diesel therapy, but I'm going to tell you about my experience with diesel therapy because I actually went through it for several months. Thought I was never going to get off that bus. Thought that bus was never going to stop. Thought I was never going to stop eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. If somebody ever brings me a peanut butter sandwich, nowadays, I'll probably straight go fucking ballistic. Because I've seen so many goddamn peanut butter sandwiches, I thought I was never going to shit right ever again. I thought I was literally going to stick my fist up my ass to unclog all the packing of all the peanut butter that was just swelling my colon all the way out to here. Never thought I was going to get off that bus. Dehydrated as fuck. When you're pissing, it's like you're pissing straight honey because you don't get a lot of water, right? Here's diesel therapy, California style. So if you think about California, geographically speaking, it's a very long state. If you were to turn it west to east or left to right, it would stretch all the way about as far as Oklahoma. This is how long the state of California is if you were to stretch it out. Imagine all those miles. Imagine all the county jails and all the reception centers and everything in between. Point A at the Mexican border to point B at the Oregon border and everything in between. That's diesel therapy in California. Other states may call it something else. I've heard it in the feds. They call it air therapy or mile high therapy or diesel therapy, the same. California, it's just diesel therapy because you don't really ride around on Con Air. One such encounter I had with diesel therapy came in the year of 2011. Very interesting experience I had. So I was at Chino, right? And I wasn't really supposed to go anywhere because I was in the reception center doing a violation. It just so happens that Reuters news happens to show up. Now, I didn't talk to the news because we ain't supposed to talk to the news. And to you ill-informed, misinformed people out there, talking to the media and doing a YouTube channel is something totally different, but I digress. Anyways, so the media comes in and they're doing a special on the overcrowding of the prison system. And it just so happens I'm sitting there writing out a 602 for a gentleman that was in there waiting to get placed somewhere else, that they weren't giving him his colostomy bags, so we were giving him lunch bags so that he can shit into them. Yes, he was shitting into lunch bags tied around his hole in his stomach with elastic from our boxers. So I was writing that shit up in a medical 602. When Reuters News came in, they came up to me and they're asking me, what are you doing? I can't talk to them. And even the CO says, hey, that one right there can't talk to you. But the old man that I was doing the write-up for just so happened to be at earshot for me. So I leaned over and told him, hey, I'm getting ready to send this off. It's fucked up they ain't giving you your colostomy bags, but we're going to make sure that you're not shitting in a lunch bag anymore. And this whole news crew of Reuters was just appalled. Seriously, like appalled. And then they wanted to talk to him. Now, see, that's the gray area. That's the loophole that I found to circumvent the rule of not talking to the media, because technically I wasn't talking to the media. I was talking to the cat right here. So I let him know, hey, I'm sending your 602 in, man. You don't have to shit in a lunch bag anymore. We'll actually get you some real colostomy bags. The media was appalled. And that drew a lot of heat to me. As the media is leaving, of course, the CO comes back and looks at me and says, all right, motherfucker. All right. Okay. And he's gone. Just that quick. So, to me, I'm thinking like, well, what the fuck's going to happen? And everybody's like, oh, man, fucking that's all bad. And I'm just like, whatever. What are they going to do about it, man? What are they going to do about it? Give me another violation for what? I didn't say nothing. I'm talking to this dude here about our right to the 602 process. Anyways, it was later that night, like a thief in the night. They came and hit me with the flashlight, told me, Rutherford, pack up all your shit, let's go. Come on, hurry up, go to R&R. You're transpacking. Transpacking where? I haven't even seen a counselor. I haven't done anything. And fuck, you're only on a violation. Rarely does anybody go to another yard on a violation, especially if you're only doing a 6-month violation, 6-month flat that I was doing. I go to R&R, wondering where the hell I'm going. I get on that bus, and I was never seen again. Well, at least not for several months. I went all up and down the state. I went from one spot to this spot to that spot. I didn't even know where I was going. Some places I seen, I think we were in Tulare County one time, or I don't know what county we were in. But I do remember that we were in Fresno County. I know we were in Kern County. I know we went to several other weird hole-in-the-wall, rinky-dink, two-horse town county jails from point A to point B. I think we stopped at a couple of reception centers, only for a couple of minutes to try to take a shit, and then back on the bus again. And it gets really rough in there. It starts getting really physical and emotional because the walls start coming in you on that bus. Everything starts looking the same, and everything sounds the same, and you can't get the sound of the humming from the road out of your ears because you're just stuck on that bus. You're chained up in a paper suit. Your paper suit's dirty as fuck. They hardly ever change that suit. I think we got one suit, maybe 2 suits, in like 3-4 months. I think it was on the bus. I lost count of how long I was actually on this bus. I was on this bus for so goddamn long, right? And it gets rough in there because you're in there with all kinds of weirdos, right? All kinds of cats from all over the place. And they're not all on diesel therapy. They're getting transferred one spot to the next. But you seem to always end up on the bus with them. And you got them dudes that are in there. You got dudes that are coughing and hacking. It stinks like hell. The guy in behind you, his breath is so bad he can almost bend a spoon with it. Got the guy right next to you coughing up a lung. You're praying to God that he doesn't have tuberculosis. The whole time you're sitting there all chained up. You're miserable as fuck. And you don't know what's going to happen to you. I mean, if they were to take me out to the desert and just offer to put a bullet in my head, I would have begged them, please just end this misery. That's how bad it was. It was a horrible experience. My beard was all out to here. My hair was all fucked up. Nasty as shit. I looked like fucking Harrison Ford on The Fugitive, man. I looked like a maroon on a fucking desert isle somewhere when I was finally got off that bus for the last time, back at Chino, of all places, looking like they just rescued me from a plane crash on an island. It's that bad. That's diesel therapy. When you fuck up in the system, you'll end up on that bus and you won't get off that bus because they'll lose your paperwork. They'll lose your paperwork. And you'll never be seen from again. You'll eventually get off, but you won't know when the ride's going to end. The ride can be anywhere from 3 months, 6 months, to a year even. They can do whatever they want. They're in power. That's why I always say, you have no power in the system at all. None whatsoever. You are at their mercy at all times. At all times. They're the ones with the guns. They're the ones with the keys. And they're the ones that make all the decisions. So, to make a long story short, this is one of the many horrors of penitentiary life that a lot of you are fascinated with, that some of you want to go back to, that a lot of you are still all up involved in the game and the bullshit, and you think that this won't happen to you. But it can happen to you. It can. The CDC could do it. The feds can do it. You could be on that plane forever. You could be so high in the air at all times that you don't have any more eardrums to pop. You could be going from one state to the next. You could fly to Puerto Rico and back. You can fly to the Virgin Islands, American Samoa, the Hawaiian Islands, wherever they'll send you. You'll just be flying everywhere. You're not going to get off and enjoy the comforts of the vacation. You're always going to be on that plane. And it's just not worth to put yourself in the mix like that. So my best advice to all of you is when you are in the system, if you're going to go to the system, I would recommend that you don't. But if you do go to the system, just keep your mouth shut. Mind your P's and Q's. Listen to the guidance that an OG is willing to give you. And take that guidance and advice. And don't end up a dummy like me, stuck on a bus, month after month after month, going through some of the worst kind of treatments you can imagine. I can tell you this. I probably have PTSD from it. As a matter of fact, I think I do got PTSD from it. I actually have nightmares about the bus. And it took me a minute, like, after that to actually get on a county bus, like the RTA or the OCTD. I almost couldn't get on those buses. And there wasn't no real Uber at that point that I don't remember. No, I don't think there was. So if I wasn't stealing a car, if I wasn't riding with somebody else, I was basically walking, man, because I did not want to see another bus for as long as I lived. And that's my experience with diesel therapy. I hope you'd enjoyed it. If you've had a similar experience with diesel therapy, please feel free to leave a message or comment in the comments section so that we can talk about your experience with this very soothing, Zen-like treatment that the system likes to give you courtesy of the taxpayers because they're paying for the gas. Prison Break Raw, uncut, uncensored, no holds barred, non-sugarcoating, non-politically correct, all up in your face, slapping you with a wakshing. There it is. See you in the next one.